So here we have Asal, and we have put some blue contacts in, which look beautiful on you. And we are going to do, you do the pronunciation because I got it wrong.
Haifa Wehbe.
Haifa Wehbe. Right, start off with, we're going to pop a primer on first. I have got Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I'm going to take that just through the centre of the face, working outwards. Now guys, don't use too much primer. That's a mistake a lot of people make. If you use too much, it actually doesn't work as well because it starts to roll off and it rolls the foundation off as well. Now you may hear a lot of background noise during this video because we've got a course on at the moment and a sound's on the course, and there's also a Geordie and a Scouser who are so loud, so you'll hear them in the background. They're great fun, but they are super loud, aren't they? So you will hear them. Right, I'm then going to take a little bit of YSL. This is Latin Touche Clay, which we're going to pop all over the skin. Now, you don't normally wear a foundation, do you?
No, not really.
But this is quite a nice one. It's a good coverage, but it's not too much, if you know what I mean. It doesn't look too heavy. It still looks lovely and radiant. We've got a tiny bit lighter, but I'm going to put the colour back into the skin afterwards.
I've watched your video so much that even my husband now knows who's Sam and who's me.
Does it? By our voices without even looking.
Yeah.
I've had this in when I was shopping in Selfridges. Some lady came up to me, she said, I didn't even notice you, but my husband heard you talk. And was like, that's Nick from Pixie Rock, I can hear her voice somewhere. And they had to hunt me down. So funny. Love us or hate us, you can't get away from us. That's
Well,
the thing.
we love you. That's
Ah, thanks. Okay, so foundation right the way over the skin. The great thing about this foundation is it does let your skin come through and show your natural colour if you do go a little bit lighter. Right, and then need to add some concealers, and I have got a Ben 9 Pro palette. This one is Media Pro Fair Sheer Foundation, and inside it has loads of colours because I'm going to do a real mix of colours here. I'm going to use them for contour definition as well. I'm taking a couple of the slightly darker ones and I'm just going to draw them on. A little bit down the jawbone too. A little bit through the temples.
It's nice actually because I wasn't sure like how it was going to be when I got here. Because I've never done any kind of makeup course or anything, so it's nice everybody's so friendly.
Everyone's so friendly, aren't they? It's really lovely. Right, I'm going to take a tiny bit just down the nose as well. And that's going to go right round into the brow. Here. Right, I'm then going to take a much lighter tone, one of these here, and just pop that on the top of the cheekbone. I like to leave a little gap of the natural skin in between because I'm going to use that as the blending point. So this goes on all the high points of the face, anywhere you want to highlight slightly. Then I'm going to get a contour brush and just buff those two together, starting from the middle, so it softly blends them in. So it almost disappears. We're going to add more over this, so it doesn't matter if it's just really to highlight a little bit. So then on top, blending upwards, and underneath, blending downwards. So we still get that line, but it's slightly diffused. You look skinny. You're lovely, your size. Right, I'm going to contour the nose. So I'm just taking a slightly smaller brush to do that. And just softly buff it in. Using cream products is much easier because you can wipe away any mistakes that you make. I am then going to move on to the eyes, and we're going to do purpley tones. Firstly, I'm going to take a MAC 217 and a little bit of shale, which is this colour here, and I'm going to run that right the way over the eyelid. For me. So that's giving us a nice base to start with. And then the same colour with a MAC 239, if you look right up for me, that's going to go underneath the eye. Now you used one of my videos for your wedding makeup, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
You used the Kim Kardashian, was it her wedding makeup?
Wedding, yeah.
Ah, I'll put a link in so you can watch that. And you liked it?
I loved it.
Oh good, I'm pleased that you can recreate it. You know, we try to make them easy steps so they're not difficult for people to follow.
Obviously, I wish you'd done it.
Right, I've then got this colour here which is called Het Cat. I'm going to take that on the same 217 brush. And I'm just going to take that in the outer corner really lightly. So it's just going in a V just in the corner to make that slightly pinker. And then a little bit of Shadowy Lady, which is this one here, which is quite matte, and that is going to work from the lash line and pull upwards to make that eye a little bit deeper and more sultry. So push it along the lash line, and then get your 217 that you were using and just buff it in. Lovely. Right, next I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Smolder. I'm going to pop this inside the eye, both top and bottom. Are you okay with the waterline? Mm-hmm. Just look up for me. It's probably really uncomfortable with contacts in as well. Right, just look down for me first. Right, I'm then going to take Shadowy Lady again, which is the dark matte one, and go quite heavy with that under the eye. So if you look right up for me, lovely. Take my 239 and buff that in. Then take the Shadowy Lady on top of the eye, just close for me, with a 266 and just pull it back on itself so it's making that nice and smoky. Now one of the girls on the course, Sarah, it's her birthday today, and it is August the 8th that I've recorded this, so it probably won't be on for a good 2 or 3 weeks. But we have to say happy birthday to her. So Sarah, thank you, you've been so much fun. Happy birthday. She was like, you're stealing my limelight. That is my Liverpudlian accent. So just buff that in so it almost disappears. It's making the colours all blend upwards slightly. Open for me. Gorgeous. Right, I'm then going to take a little bit of MAC Black Track. And I'm using that on Louise Young LY 24A. If you can just close for me, lovely. I'm going to start with the corner. Give us a little bit of a stronger definition line there. And then Asal, if you could just look up and that way for me. Lovely. I'm going to let that dry, and in that little gap that I've left we're going to put a little bit of a concealer pen. I'm going to take a little bit of Anastasia Brow Wiz. This one is in brunette, I'm going to do the brows. Your brows are gorgeous. Do you have them?
Threaded.
Threaded. Gorgeous. So I'm just going to give a really defined brow shape here. I'm just going to lengthen that brow at the back a tiny bit. I think we are ready for the concealer in the eyes. I've just got, this is a Makeup Forever dual-ended concealer pen. If you look up and that way for me. A little bit in there. A little bit in there. I'm also going to take the concealer pen a tiny bit under the brow. So it's going to really highlight under the brow. And then take a MAC 239, is this a 239 or 219 actually, and buff that in. I'm going to take a small amount of MAC Shroom eyeshadow, and that's going to go through the brow bone. Now the concealer just sharpens the edge, but it also gives the shroom something to really stick to, so it stays that little bit brighter and more radiant. Just turn to me. Right, we're then going to add some lashes. I have got MAC number 36. Right, just look down for me. You can mascara your lashes beforehand if you like. I'm doing it afterwards because I want to have really full lashes. Gorgeous. Right, I'm then going to add a bit of mascara. I have got Mega Effects mascara by Avon. Have you seen this?
Oh.
It's new.
Wow.
Comes out like that. And you can bend it to whatever shape you want. So if you just look up for me.
I was wondering what that was.
Makes it so easy to do people's bottom lashes. It's great because you can use it all because it's really squeezy the bottom. So if you, when it's getting low on it, you can squeeze it and get loads more out. Right, just look down for me. We're then going to go back to the skin, check that that's all stayed in place. It looks pretty good. A little bit of mascara under that eye. So, I'm happy that that's still in place. I'm going to powder that into place. I am going to use MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation, which is quite a good coverage, but I really want this to be a perfect finish. This one is in NC25. So I'm going to get a Real Techniques multitask brush and push that over the skin. Then I'm going to take this Sleek palette. This one is in light. And I'm going to use the darker colour just through the cheekbone. So it's just enhancing what we've already done. Circular motion so it blends better to the jawbone. Lovely. And then on the other side of it, it's got a highlighter, so I'm going to take that on the top of the cheekbone. the centre of the nose. A little bit on the Cupid's bow. I'm going to take a little bit of MAC Koi Girl, just on the apples of the cheeks, brushing upwards slightly, just to add a little bit of colour there. Okay, I'm then going to take a little bit of Whirl lip liner from MAC. I've used a very MAC heavy products today. Right, we're going to shape the whole lip with this and colour it in. I'm just going to put a bit of gloss in the middle. I've chosen this Avon one and it's called Shimmered. It's kind of got a blue flecks through it, which is why I wanted it to go with the kind of the purpley tone of the lip. And there you have the finished look. You look gorgeous. Thank you so much for being my model.
Thank you for having me to be your model.
It's my pleasure. Hope you've enjoyed that, guys. And yeah, I've really enjoyed doing it myself. Take care and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.